Solitaire is a really lovely piece by the English composer Sir Malcolm Arnold, who wrote lots of film music, lots of concert music, and a lot for the flute. In fact, there's at least one flute sonata I can think of, the lovely flute sonatina, 2 concertos, and this lovely piece, which has an interesting history because it wasn't actually first written for the flute. It was actually, interestingly, first written for someone to whistle. It was a piece for a radio broadcast, and someone whistled this with the piano accompaniment. And in fact, I was in touch with Malcolm Arnold before he died, obviously, and I said, because it wasn't published then, we must make this piece available. It is utterly lovely, and it's obviously a flute piece. Because it's whistled, it's the same register, not quite the same sound, but not dissimilar. So this is a lovely piece, Solitaire, and it requires obviously lovely legato playing.
It does. You need to really support the sound and think about your airspeed before you start to play. You need a fast airspeed and a relaxed embouchure to get those notes out cleanly and beautifully, and lots of support to play with the legato, the beautiful legato line that this piece requires.
And I think, to get some really good marks for this piece, because it's not particularly difficult to play or complex in its rhythm, to do these crescendos and diminuendos as marked to shape the phrases, but put some more in of your own.
Absolutely, and it's use of a rubato as well, which is a sort of subtle use of where you sort of push the music on. I should be able to feel that. It's just such a beautiful piece. It sort of plays itself if you sort of let it carry you along.
Absolutely, and just one other thing I think to think about are those bars where you've got the 6 quavers, which they're not really 6/8 bars, but they're certainly 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Gently, the piano part also articulates on each, as it were, dotted crochet of the bar, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and just to bring that out gently gives that bit of contrast and variation to the rhythmic flow.
Also, you must make your articulation appropriate to the nature of the piece, so you wouldn't use a sort of Shostakovich like smacking staccato and accent and sort of snapping off of the last note. It was pushing into those 3 notes rather than going.
And the other thing I can think really is there's no writ marked towards the end, but clearly you'd make a slowing down, maybe not till quite close to the end, the last 3 bars, but feel there's quite a lot of time there. And as Sally said earlier, do feel rubato throughout, and allow your breathing, lots of time for your breathing. You don't want to feel rushed at all, and obviously your pianist will take time as well. But altogether, a really lovely piece, which I'm sure you'd enjoy hugely playing.